Speed of innovation, talented workforce, unique products, battery technology, leadership. These are the things that we commonly hear are Tesla's greatest strength, is mostly around the things that they are able to achieve and the technologies that they're able to create. However, there's a specific strength that Tesla has that I don't think gets talked about enough. And it kind of came to me 6 months being removed from the company. I was taking a shower, and I'm sure for you as well, when you're taking a shower, that's when the ideas start to come in because you have nothing else to distract yourself with. Except yourself, I guess. And I really started to think about what is a dynamic that Tesla has with its customer base, and is it unique to them? And we've heard Elon talk about the whole comment before of, man, when is the last time somebody has loved a product? When is the last time somebody has loved something that they're really, really passionate about? And then it dawned on me that the one thing that Tesla has that no other company has, especially in its industry, especially in that market segment, and that strength is you. You, me, and everyone else that follows the company or works for the company or is passionate about the mission of Tesla. We are its greatest strength. And one specific period of time comes to mind when I think about this. It's that 2017, 2018, part of 2019, peak FUD, peak fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But we started to see, especially on YouTube, it's a host of voices that started to rise to fight against all the fear and doubt and uncertainty that was popping up in mass media, with articles like Elon's losing it, Tesla's going to lose a bunch of money, they're going to go bankrupt, high shortest stock in history. And then you started to see this very natural grassroots movement where people came to the defense of the company and the mission and its leader and the workers that were there. This is really rare if you think about it. When is the last time that you can mention that a group of people just randomly got together and they started really defending a company? Forget a government. A company. Why would anybody do that? And the one thing I can tell you for sure is that having worked there during that time period, if those voices hadn't come up and really helped us reassure ourselves that what we're working on is really important and that we have support and we have people out there really fighting for the mission and the company and its products and why it exists, I'm not really sure that a lot of people there would still be there or would be there through that time period. It really was that important. Those voices were so freaking important. I will go so far as to say that if that kind of support didn't exist during that time, I don't think Tesla would have succeeded because the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt of the company would have been so loud. And without an opposing force on the internet and with people talking to other people, if that didn't exist, the company would be gone, especially for a company that didn't market and didn't have the money to market because every single dollar was being used to put it back into the company. Now, of course, we shouldn't discount Tesla's ability to create really good products and to have a lot of innovation that enabled people to be so passionate about the company and its products and its mission. That existential mission of us having to move to a sustainable future in order to survive as a species is a very fundamental reason why people are so passionate about the company. But it also appears that having someone like Elon Musk at the helm, who is very passionate about that mission, shows himself constantly working the lines and constantly being very, very close to the everyday. But I think more importantly, appears to be incorruptible, meaning that he's somebody that's going to be on the mission 100% of the time, and there's nothing and nobody that can pull him away from that. So for an example, most people usually have a number, right? They have a dollar sign that says, once I reach this number, I'm done, right? Take Bezos as an example, take other leaders as an example. And there's nothing wrong with this, of course. We're humans. We have human tendencies. But when you have someone like Elon who appears to be incorruptible and the mission is by far the most important thing for him in his entire life, it's really, really hard to not have a group of people following that person along. And thus, having a leader that's incorruptible, driving a mission that is existential, is potentially why Tesla has such a loyal fan base, including myself. If you agree with that statement, I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you disagree with that as well, throw out what you think is the key reason why Tesla has such a loyal fan base. And so when you have that combination of those two things, you have a group of people that are trusting of that company and they trust the mission. And this is what enables that word of mouth marketing that Tesla has been able to achieve. It's no secret when people approach others they trust or people that they're close with to recommend a product, they're really doing that because they really trust the thing that they're buying. And they're really passionate about the mission. They're really passionate about what the product does or what it achieves or what it means for the future. And ultimately, word of mouth is by far the most important marketing strategy that any company can have. No amount of ads and no amount of billboards or whatever else you want to call it, TikTok videos and YouTube videos can really achieve the level of someone someone that trusts someone else telling them that they should buy this thing. What's also extremely important is that Elon and Tesla have a very open form of communication between what the company is trying to do and what the leader has planned for the company through Twitter, through a very open back and forth dialogue between its customers and its leadership. And so as long as the company continues to really invest in that trust between company and customer through that open line of communication between its leadership and its fan base and customer base, and continues to make high quality products that are truly better than everything else, and they don't somehow erode the trust of its customer base through either bad customer service or bad products or service, then you, the person who's passionate about the company and its mission, will continue to be the company's greatest strength. And I think this is also very important for us as a fan base and as a customer base to really understand that dynamic, because we have a lot of power in this dynamic. So continuing to be open about what you think the company can do better, continue to be open about what you think the company already does very well, goes a lot further than you think. This is a really weird, unique dynamic, and I can't think of another company that really has this sort of dynamic between customer and company. If you can think of one, let me know. It appears like we're entering a brand new form of company relationship and company execution in the 21st century. I think there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to model themselves after what Tesla has achieved. And really their core principle is going to be, what can we do to really instill that trust between customer and company so that we can drive the mission of the company much, much further than just traditional marketing. And think about that very uniquely positioned strategy that Tesla has right now today. When we have this Russia-Ukraine conflict going on, which is a horrible humanitarian crisis, but then it's also causing a lot of upheaval in economic markets and other markets as well. There's fear of a recession, there's fear of slowdowns, commodity prices going through the roof, inflation, and all these other factors that are potentially going to make it very hard for people to afford things in the near future or distant future. And that's another thing that comes to mind for me as well, is that even in a period where you have these weird things happening in the world where you're really unsure of what's going to happen, unless Tesla decides to completely change the strategy, Tesla will survive perfectly, and its customer base and fan base is going to be behind it the whole entire way. In my opinion, I think you can also make an argument that when a company's biggest strength is its customer base and its fan base, they're likely to be recession-proof and could only really be impacted by the most aggressive and unlikely scenarios in the world. I'm sure a lot of you have thought about this, and I'm sure a lot of you already know about this, but I really felt compelled to make this video because having worked there, being there for 4 years, I really was trying to figure out, okay, why is Tesla so good at what it does? It's incredible. Like, they're able to do these amazing things and be so fast and achieve great things. But really, in the end, what really came to mind is like, unless the customers are there to really talk about it, to really spread it, to defend the company when there's a lot of crap going around in the media, that come up out of their own will to really defend the company and its mission and its leadership, that is so rare. And I cannot think of another thing that has ever happened that's nearly as cool as what this is. And thus, it's very easy for me to say that it's because of you that Tesla is Tesla. And that, I think, is pretty damn cool. If you enjoy watching this video, I would love it if you throw me a like. It helps with the algorithm, and it really helps other people see this video as well. Thank you very much for doing that. If you'd like to support the channel, I have a link to my Patreon in the description below, and I also have a button where you can click join. I've also partnered with Athletic Greens, which is a supplement that I take every single morning. And now that I'm trying to pay more attention to my health and well-being, I partnered with them because it's a product I trust. I have a special deal in my description. Check it out if you'd like. And then lastly, before we go, I'm going to play a little riff for you. So sometimes I sit down and I take one of these guitars right over here, and I go ahead and I play you guys. If you think you know the song, drop the name of the song and the artist below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Guitar riff, go!